Welcome friends, in this video let's discuss about normative ethics and different branches of normative ethics like virtue ethics, consequentialism, deontological ethics. So as we learned in our previous video that ethics can be divided into different branches, that is meta ethics, applied ethics, descriptive ethics and normative ethics. So normative ethics can further subdivide into different groups, that is virtue ethics, consequentialism, deontological ethics. So consequentialism can further subdivide into different groups, that is these groups. So let's look at these things in detail. So first let's know what is normative ethics. So normative ethics is a branch of ethics concerned with criteria of what is morally right or wrong. So it prescribes an individual to perform a duty according to ethical norm. Okay, so it is a prescriptive ethics. It recommends an individual to follow a particular norm while performing his duties. Okay, so it includes the formulation of moral rules. So formulation of moral rules that have direct implication for what human actions, institutions and way of life should be like. So formulation of rules which has implication on the actions, institution and way of life of an individual is related to normative ethics. Examples of normative ethics may be Kantian categorical imperative, Nishkama karma of Bhagavad Gita and Gandhian ethics. So Nishkama karma of Bhagavad Gita recommends that an individual must follow his duty and must not expect anything in return, any consequences in return. So you must follow your duty without expecting any fruits of your work. So that is the recommendation given by the Nishkama Karma. So this is a prescription. So this is a form of normative ethics. Similarly, Gandhian ethics. So Mahatma Gandhiji prescribed that for satyagrahis, in order to get independence, we must follow non-violence, truth, compassion, harmony between different religious groups, and also loving even the enemies. So these are all the duties must be followed by the satyagrahis in order to attain satyagraha. So whatever may be the consequences, even maybe the death of the satyagrahi doesn't matter. So we must perform our duties. So this is a prescription by the Mahatma Gandhiji for getting freedom for the country. So this is called normative ethics. It is prescriptive ethics. So it is formulating moral rules for direct implication for human actions, institution and way of life. So this is the meaning of normative ethics, and this normative ethics can be further subdivided into different branches, that is virtue ethics, okay, consequentialism and deontological ethics. So first let's look at the virtue ethics. Virtue ethics, it focuses on the character of an agent, okay, character of an agent instead of following formal rules or consequences of that action. So if you have the virtuous character like wisdom, courage, temperance and justice, it doesn't matter you follow the formal rules of ethics or your consequences of actions are desirable or not. So according to virtue ethics, the prime importance is that of having virtuous character in an individual in order to attain the ethical society. So characters like wisdom, courage, temperance, justice, compassion, love, justice, and these characters must be there in the individual in order to attain ethical society. So no matter what you follow the formal rules or if you perform the desirable consequences, it doesn't matter according to virtue ethics. Only matter is to develop virtuous character in an individual. So that is the meaning of virtue ethics. So it is the oldest form of normative ethics. The great Greek philosophers like Aristotle, Plato and Socrates recommended such kind of virtue ethics. So that is virtue ethics. Second branch is consequentialism of normative ethics. So it is a class of normative ethics holding that consequences of one's conduct, consequence means end result, the result of one's conduct are the ultimate basis for any judgment about rightfulness or wrongfulness of that conduct. So your consequences must be desirable in order to judge your conduct as moral or ethically competent. For example, if you have money, if you use that money for educating the poor, for providing better health facilities to the poor, or for feeding the hungry, then this is the desirable consequence. That means it brings happiness in the faces of thousands and lakhs of people. So it is the desirable consequence. According to consequentialism, it is ethical conduct. No matter what, how you get this money, you might have engaged in bribery, okay, or you have looted a bank for that matter. It doesn't matter. The end result is providing better healthcare, providing better food facilities, providing better education to the poor is the matter here. So consequence is the matter, not the duty. So you might engage in bravery when you got into service, but if you use that money for benefit of thousands of people, then that is ethically correct according to consequentialism. So this is the meaning of consequentialism. So here main important thing is that consequence of your action. So end result must be desirable according to consequentialism. So it can be further subdivided into utilitarianism, ethical egoism, ethical altruism, and hedonism. So utilitarianism is a perspective. It means an action is morally correct if the consequences of that action are more favorable than unfavorable to everyone. So if the end result of the action are more favorable to everyone, then that is considered as utilitarianism. That means it must bring maximum happiness to the maximum number of people, even though certain section of the society, a minority, is not benefited. So that is the meaning of utilitarianism. It has several branches according to different theorists like Jeremy Bentham, John Stuart Mill. So it is important from the point of view of case studies. So let's deal with this in a separate video in detail. So second viewpoint from in the consequentialism is that ethical egoism. So ethical egoism provides that an action is morally correct. So if your duty is morally correct, if the consequences of that action are more favorable to the agent performing the action. So if that action leads to desirable consequences to the individual who is performing that action, then that is considered as ethical egoism. So here ego is the key word. Ego is the self, okay? And ethical altruism is a different perspective. According to this perspective, an action or a duty is morally correct if the end result of that action are more favorable to everyone except the agent. So this is the altruism, providing benefit to other people rather than him. And the fourth viewpoint is that hedonism, that means to maximize the pleasure and minimize the pain. So hedonism seeks to maximize the pleasure and minimize the pain. So it is the least desirable ethical norm according to present day viewpoint, and you must avoid this recommending this in your case studies. So it is maximizing pleasure and minimizing pain. If you have money, you must invest that for maximizing your pleasure, like buying a Audi car or having your home, very large home, and enjoying every part of life through various sensuous pleasure like love, sex, lust, like those things. So hedonism is least desirable among the consequentialism. So this is the different branches. And next is deontological ethics or duty ethics. So duty ethics, it provides importance to the duty rather than the consequences. So ethical action is one where following a proper ethical norm while performing the duties without concerning about the consequences. So deontological ethics are concerned with what people do, not with the consequences of their action. So it is the duty important here, not the consequences or end result. So it gives importance to the rightness or wrongness of action, okay, your duty themselves, as opposed to the rightness or wrongness of the consequences of those actions. So it is based on the principle that do the right thing and do not concentrate on the end result. Do it because it is right thing to do and neglect about everything, and don't do the wrong thing because avoid these things because they are wrong in itself, in generic meaning. Okay, so there are various examples like Immanuel Kant's categorical imperative and the Gandhiji's ahimsa, satyagraha, and nishkama karma of Bhagavad Gita. So these are duty based ethical prescriptions. Okay, so it prescribes to perform proper duties and do not concentrate on the end results. So duty ethics is important because for a civil servant, you must perform your duty without the end result. Okay, so that is the deontological ethics. Thanks for watching. I am going to cover utilitarianism, deontological ethics, and Immanuel Kant's ethics, Gandhian ethics in separate videos. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And this is my Facebook page, and go ahead and like that page and share this video. If I do not get sufficient response, I'm going to discontinue this series. Truly, thanks for watching.